You're listening to the Writer's Block podcast with L.A. Wade.
Well, for me anyway, to continue to ask our community to do things for free. I just won't do that anymore. And if I cannot pay you, then I just won't do it. We can't, it's 400 years now. We need to stop the not-for-profiting, right? Right?
It's time to profit.
It's time to profit. Like, I'm for profit now. But asking these corporations, for us, we just have to prove ourselves. And I think producing solid things, it will be easier for me to get funding moving forward, because we're going to produce something so spectacular and so awesome that you're going to be so happy you're a part of. And then when I'm able now to present, this is what I've done, it'll come. I think we need to be patient. And there's not enough patience in our community. We look at the other people and what they've done and are doing. And I'll tell you, they don't do it any better. I will tell you.
They don't.
No,
they just have more resources. They have more resources.
They have a lot more resources. And it's still shit for the amount of resources that they get, right? Like I can squeeze together something awesome for 9 Gs. But we have to stop doing that in allowing us to continuously work in the margins. I hate that. But there was a moment where I didn't think I could do this anymore. And this was last year. Because things were very difficult. Finding money to do things, and out of nowhere was this big mama energy. And there was a laughter in my head. And in it was Big Mama's voice saying, "My child, don't you know that's where I am? That's where you'll find me. Yes. My magic is in the margins."
Ooh, oh my goodness. I have goosebumps. I have to write that down. The magic is in the margins?
Magic is in the margins. So what does that mean? That means that when things are the most difficult is when you will see her, and that's where the magic happens. She is able to move, and you are able to produce. So the harder it gets for me, the more magical I come out. But there comes a time when the shit needs to stop because it's too
well, the magic is going to make it stop.
The concept at that time,
yes,
that is where Big Mama is. She is in the margins. That is her magic.
And you know what's funny?
We need to recognize that.
Yeah,
I like that
yes, I like it because of my indoctrination. I always try to extract what I know they stole from us and put in there. So that makes sense for me, because when we are falling down and when we feel like we're alone, that is where Source is with us. That's where she is with us.
There she is.
And that is biblical. If biblical is right, that's biblical. So I receive that and I affirm that, and I want to magnify that, because when we are blocked and when we are struggling, we think we're alone.
We're not.
We are not alone.
We're not. Oh. That is where they are. That is where they are.
Yeah.
Is in that space of I just can't. Like I cry all the time.
Same.
I'm crying all the time. I said, this can't be healthy. Right? But I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing in this time? What? And that is when, at my lowest, is when I heard that.
Yeah.
My dear, this is where I am.
I love
my magic is here, and that's in the margin. And that's it. Whenever I get in these crazy moments. So you know what? I applaud you, artists, because I know you guys must get no all the time. I don't know how you do it.
All the time.
And I applaud you. And so this is why I ultimately wanted to create this space, a space where we can have these discussions. You are in a safe space to tell your stories. talk back sessions. Let's do this. Let's talk about that Black exploitation, that African spirituality, that African liberation, that that Black displacement. And these are all of the stories that are really and truly unique to us. And this is the platform where, if you're a filmmaker, come through and let's talk about these things, because our experiences here in the West, very different than what they're dealing with over there. On the continent, I just got back and they don't know about us.
No, they don't.
At all.
But you're bringing us to Nigeria to start. So
I am.
They're going to know. They're going to learn.
They're going to know.
And the conversations that are going to come from that is going to heal us. And that is so
and it
powerful.
should heal them too, because they're broken over there.
Yeah. They got some work themselves.
Oh my God.
It's okay. We're going to begin, because we want to go before the ancestors and say, I did this work. In the spirit of Louis March, we did this work. I want to highlight some of the people that are going to be at the Pan-African Film Festival. So we have Andrea Lewis, Kwame Mason, Ryan Singh. I don't know everybody that's in there, but I know that for it to be a part of this festival means that they all have a message that we need to take in. So I've gone to film festivals where I'm not very inclined to the type of movies, all of the movies that are there. Some of them are good, some of them are miss. But with this particular film festival, from what I see in the construction of it, you don't want to miss one of the movies. You're going to enjoy all of the movies and for something very different. And that's the beauty of what you've created, is that you see the diversity of Blackness. We're not just this one-dimensional thing. No. There are so many stories and so many experiences, and it's getting a platform. So thank you for that. Thank you for the Paddy Festival. Thank you for the Farmers Market. You are doing such great work here. I'm actually moved by how you dedicate your life to doing these types of things. And so, was there a time where you didn't do this kind of work?
Yeah, when I was working.
We're working, silly.
So I'm a skin therapist by trade. Okay.
Really? I'm gonna come see you.
I am a skin therapist by trade, but before I even did the skin therapy, right after high school, I went to Humber College and I studied public relations, communications, and so I was young, right? Like I was really smart in school, right? And so I got into this thing called public relations, media communications, and I'm just like, I can't do this for the rest of it. It's too. Like, I'm just too young for this shit, right? Right? I'm like 20. I'm like, oh, I can't stand being in an office. No, we're not doing that. So, and I did something else, and I went back to school and did aesthetics, blah, blah, blah. So I was working. But I've always maintained my ability to communicate and write and so on and so forth. And then the world, went to shit in 2020, right?
It sure did.
And at that point, there were so many stories that came out of that. Yes. And I didn't go back to work, and then poof, bingo, bango, voila. I started to do all of these other really cool things.
Yes.
And so that's that story.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna try and summarize this with you. So, Farmers Market, summarize what it is and why you do it. Paddy Festival, what it is and why you do it. Pan-African Film Festival, what it is and why you do it.
Okay, really quick.
Yes.
Afro-Caribbean Farmers Market, providing a platform for our local Black growers and our food entrepreneurs that typically don't have a space at all. The farmers market space is typically a white space, period. And we've created something where our Black farmers and our Black food producers are able to be able to, make their money in an environment where they feel safe and people can come and support. That's number one.
And where does that take place?
So this year I'm going every other week. Our next market is August 11. We animate Little Jamaica, Green Peak Car Park, Reggae Lane, which Me and them are in a situation right now. We talk
But
about,
but she's in the margins with you.
you understand, like environmental racism. No, these are things that I deal with these people because we use these spaces that are not kept up, and I'm on them for that.
Yes, good.
Right?
Yes.
I'm inviting community to come into a space, and you will not embarrass me. You will clean your space.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my thing with these people. Okay, so that's the farmers market. Toronto
Okay.
Patty Fest. Again, we're utilizing that Green Pea Car Park, also known as Reggae Lane in Little Jamaica. It's a one-day food festival that pays homage to, I think, Toronto's most recognizable snack food. And
Yeah.
I'm going to actually proclaim Toronto. That is going to be the Toronto official snack food. I'm going to do that.
I love it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
After Patty versus Patty, you got to do it.
Patty versus Patty. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And then the Toronto Pan-African Film Festival, a space that it's a free community film festival in the month of emancipation that celebrates Black film, Black filmmakers, telling their stories, African liberation, African spirituality, Black exploitation, and Black displacement. So this year we focused on her. It's a curated list of films, and I really wanted to tell the stories about Black women. Mm-hmm. They're either told by Black women or about Black women. Right. And that's what we're doing this year, August 16, 17, and 18 at the NIA Center, actually Canada's very first performing arts center. So this is the biggest thing that NIA's done, eh?
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, you guys have to let me in. Like, you really have to let me in. Alika, you have to let me in. She's the director of the space.
I see.
And
I love that.
you know, her and I we had the discussion last time. Like, let me in, let me in, let me in.
And you've done it, as you said. You don't want to mess. You want an email from Lori Beazer. You don't want to mess around.
Correct. Correct. You don't want one. You really don't.
What does Lori Beazer still thirst for?
And so the community is actually going to be able to see this space. It's been in the works for years and years and years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
what does Lori still thirst for?
Hmm?
What do you still thirst for in life?
Peace. Peace.
Okay.
Just peace. Just peace. I have things that a lot. I have, and I'm so grateful for. I'm a miracle as a Black woman in this country. No debt. No addictions.
Right. That's a feat in itself.
I'm a miracle. And so peace and just staying the course, you know, being good to people. But sometimes I do still have to bat up some people. But being good, being fair, and harmonious.
Yeah, I like that. Where are you currently stuck, and what commitment can you make today to get unblocked?
I think having more closer relationships. You know, I'm divorced now, and you know, people want to start relationships, and I'm just not ready.
Yeah.
And you know,
it took me 7 years. Yeah, so, it took me 7 years to find a new relationship that I can truly pour into in the same way that I would of my marriage. Because that's a lot. It takes a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So and I'm not getting any old. I'm not getting any younger here, right? And so I and I don't want to be alone forever.
No.
But it's, you know, it's, yeah, I think that's where my block is just trying to unblock the heart.
Are you going to make a commitment? What step can you take to unblocking that aspect? What are you going to do to help yourself get that unblocked?
I don't know.
And that's okay too.
Time. Maybe time.
Time. Because it sounds like to me, I believe you said magic is in the margins.
Yeah.
And there's a margin in your relationships that
Yeah.
magic is going to happen in. So I
Yeah.
put that on you.
Thank
I want that for you. I thank you for sharing this brief time with us on the Writer's Block podcast. Go out and take your pat. Is there going to be ackee and saltfish patties?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going for that reason alone.
Like there's oxtail patties that's coming through. There's that. If you're into shrimp, there's some shrimp, lobster. I mean, we just have it all. We have so many talented people in this city.
We really
so
do.
many talented people that need a platform. And so bingo, bango, voila, here we are. And we invite the community out for lunch. Not everybody wants to go down to the Caravana, right?
That's true.
So we're going to keep everybody uptown a little bit.
Yes.
So after Patty Fest, I'm going to turn the place over a little bit, and Carlos Morgan is going to take over. We have Motown at sundown. That's right.
Oh, wow. That's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
You're doing it. Girl, you are doing it. I love that.
We're going to party. I know I'm going to party. It's my party, so I'm going to party.
Yes, you should.
80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s Motown hits, and we're just going to have a great time.
And what is the address?
1531 Eglinton Avenue West.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time on the Writer's Block podcast. Thank you all for listening. This was a little chip off the block, not a full interview, but we gave you something. And I'm so grateful because this woman is busy. She's busy sending emails that nobody wants to receive. So let's help her. If you want to, if you want to be able to put money into any of the initiatives that Lori is doing, we'll have her information in the show notes. So please continue to do that. Special thanks to our sponsor, TRF Media. Big up to Mello, producer extraordinaire, to my very own wine label, Thirsty AF, courtesy of CH Houghton Wines. You can pick that up at thisiselliewade.com. And you can reach me at This Is Ellie Wade Inc. and learn more about our creatives. Creative in life, creative is just for being creative, at the writersblock.podcast on IG. Thank you. Where can we find you, Lori? How can we get in touch with you?
AfroCaribbeanFarmersMarket.com.
Love it.
Or TPAF, TPAFF.com, Toronto Pan-African Film Festival.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Remember, you're way more resilient than you think. There's magic in the margins, and get unblocked. We'll see you next time. Peace.
You're listening to the Writer's Block podcast with L.A. Wade.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Beazer, the market manager for the Afro-Caribbean Farmers Market in Little Jamaica and festival director for the Toronto Pan-African Film Festival. And I just got unblocked on the Writer's Block podcast.